Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Iram Habib. Today, our topic of lecture is chronic lymphocytic leukemia or small lymphocytic lymphoma. Chronic lymphocytic leukemia and small lymphocytic lymphoma they differ only in the degree of peripheral blood lymphocytosis. A chronic lymphocytic leukemia it mostly affects bone marrow and the peripheral blood picture, while the small lymphocytic lymphoma it affects the soft tissues such as the spleen and the lymph node. Small lymphocytic lymphoma is also known as the soft tissue counterpart of CLL. Most affected patients they have sufficient lymphocytosis to fulfill the
CLL is the most
diagnostic
common leukemia of
requirement
the
for
adult
CLL,
in the Western
which
world.
is that the
There
absolute
are about
lymphocyte count should
15,000
be
new
greater
cases
than
of CLL
5,000
each
per
year in the United States.
micromilliliter. The median age at diagnosis is 60 years and there is 2:1 male predominance. CLL or SLL it is much less common in Japan and other Asian countries than in the West. Pathogenesis. Unlike most other lymphoid malignancies, chromosomal translocations they are rare in CLL or SLL. The most common genetic anomalies are deletions of chromosome number 13q, 14.3, 11q, and 17p, and trisomy 12q. Molecular characterization of region deleted on chromosome 13 has implicated two microRNAs that are microRNA 15A and microRNA 16.1, and these two microRNAs they serve as a tumor suppressor genes, but when they are defective there is no stepping back of tumor progression. DNA sequencing has revealed that Ig genes of some CLL SLL are somatically hypermutated whereas others are not, suggesting that the cell of origin may be either a post germinal center memory B cell or naive B cell. For unclear reasons, tumor with unmutated Ig segments, those putatively of naive B cell origin, they pursue a more aggressive course. Deep sequencing of CLL genomes has also revealed gain of function mutations involving the Notch1 receptor in 10% to 18% of tumor, as well as frequent mutations in genes that regulate RNA splicing. The growth of CLL SLL cell is largely confined to proliferation center. Why? Because the tumor cells they receive a critical cues from the microenvironment which are required for their survival. In microenvironment are present stromal cells whose in the proliferation centers which express a variety of factors that stimulate the activity of transcription factor NFK beta, and this is required for the cell growth and survival. In addition, experimental model of CLL suggest that tumor cells rely on signals generated by B cell receptors, membrane bound immunoglobulins, for growth and survival. These signals are transduced by a cascade of kinases that include Bruton tyrosine kinase BTK, which is defective in patients with congenital X-linked A gamma globulinemia. Clinical features. Over 80% of the cases are diagnosed from the result of routine blood tests, usually taken for another reason. Enlargement of cervical, axillary, or inguinal lymph node is the most frequent clinical sign. The nodes are usually discrete and non-tender. Features of anemia may be present, and patient with thrombocytopenia may show bruising or purpura. Splenomegaly and less commonly hepatomegaly are common in later stages. Early in the disease course, bacterial infections such as sinus and chest infections they predominate, but with the advanced diseases, viral infections, especially herpes zoster and fungal infection, they are also seen. So, according to this, we can ascertain the nature of or severity of CLL. If the bacterial infections they are predominant, it means the disease is in its initial stages. While if viral or fungal infections are encountered, then it means the disease has progressed. Patient should be vaccinated with conjugated pneumococcal vaccine. At the other end of the spectrum are asymptomatic patients with mononuclear B cells in their peripheral blood but in numbers that are too few to merit the diagnosis of CLL. Monoclonal B cell lymphocytosis. These abnormal B cells often have some of the same genetic aberrations that are seen in CLL, such as 13q deletions and trisomy 12. Still, only 1% of such patients will progress to symptomatic CLL per year, presumably due to acquisition of additional genetic lesions. This is a patient with CLL showing enlarged cervical lymph nodes. Laboratory finding on the peripheral blood, normocytic normochromic anemia is present in later stages as a result of marrow infiltration or hypersplenism. Autoimmunity directed against a cell of hematopoietic system is common. Autoimmune hemolytic anemia is most frequent, but immune thrombocytopenia, neutropenia, or red cell aplasia are also seen. Lymphocytosis. This is a very important feature which showing lymphocyte count of greater than 5 into 10 raised to power 9 per liter and maybe up to 300 into 10 raised to power 9 per liter or more. Between 70 and 90% of white cells in the blood film they appear as small lymphocytes. The leukocyte count is highly variable. Leukopenia can be seen in individuals with SLL and marrow involvement, while counts in excess of 200,000 per micromilliliter are sometimes seen in CLL patients with heavy tumor burden. Smudge or smear cells are also present. Thrombocytopenia occurs in many patients and may also have an autoimmune basis. Next is the bone marrow examination, which will show 95% lymphocytic replacement of normal marrow element. Trephine biopsy reveals three patterns which can be nodular, diffuse, or interstitial involvement. Lymph nodes are diffusely effaced by an infiltration of predominantly small lymphocytes of size 6 to 12 micrometers in diameter, which are round to slightly irregular nuclei, condensed chromatin, and scanty cytoplasm. Admixed are variable numbers of large activated lymphocytes that often gather into loose aggregates referred to as proliferation centers, which contain mitotically active cells. When present these proliferation centers they are pathognomonic for CLL, SLL. Infiltrates are also virtually always seen in splenic white and red pulp and the hepatic portal tracts. This is a peripheral picture showing small lymphocytes, and these are the smudge cells. Smudge cells are they are also blast cells which are destroyed during peripheral film formation. These are fragile ones. This is a picture of trephine biopsy, which shows the hypercellular and the normal cellular elements. They are all replaced by a mononuclear type of infiltration. This is a lymph node examination. This shows that it is showing the effacement of lymph nodes. Immunophenotyping. CLL SLL has a distinctive immunophenotype. The tumor cell express the pan B cell markers that are CD19, CD20 as well as CD23 and CD5. the latter a marker that is found on the small subset of normal cells. Low level expression of surface immunoglobulin, usually IgM or IgM and IgD, is also typical. Prognosis. The course and prognosis are extremely variable and depend on primarily their clinical stage. Overall, median survival is 4 to 6 years, but is more than 10 years in individuals with minimal tumor burdens at diagnosis. These are the prognostic factors, poor prognostic factors. So the presence of 11q and 17p deletion, lack of somatic hypermutation, the expression of ZAP70. This is a protein that augments signal produced by the Ig receptor. The presence of Notch1 mutations. Transformation to diffuse large B cell lymphoma, so called Richter syndrome. Approximately 5 to 10% of the patient this transformation is seen. Large cell transformation is omnious event with most patients surviving less than 1 year. Treatment. Symptomatic patients are generally treated with gentle chemotherapy and immunotherapy with antibodies against protein found on the surface of CLL/SLL cells, particularly CD20. Hematopoietic stem cell transplantation are considered in young patients, and the most promising new therapy is BTK inhibitors. Thank you.